Crack. The sound of the car door slamming echoed like a gunshot in the empty parking lot. Her heart raced as she adjusted the rearview mirror, eyes darting between the man approaching and her sleeping son in the back seat. Every instinct told her to run, but her legs felt like lead. The man's face was masked with anger, his shadow stretching across the concrete like a predator closing in on its prey. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real stories. And tell me in the comments where you're watching this video from. Maria sat frozen behind the steering wheel, her fingers trembling against the worn leather grip. The dim glow of the dashboard barely lit her pale face, making her eyes look even more hollow than they already were. Behind her, in the back seat, little Noah slept soundly, clutching his faded teddy bear as if it were his shield against the world. She whispered, "Please, baby, stay asleep," almost like a prayer. The heavy thud of footsteps grew louder. The man approaching wore an immaculate black suit that screamed wealth and power, but his eyes were cold, sharp, like a blade that had seen blood. That was Jonathan Caldwell, a billionaire tycoon known for building empires and destroying lives with equal ease. Maria had only seen him from a distance once, at a charity gala, when she worked as a server. She never imagined he would one day stand inches away from her car door, glaring at her like she was filth. Jonathan leaned down, his icy stare piercing through the window. "Open the door," he commanded, his voice as calm as it was terrifying. Maria shook her head instinctively, tears brimming in her eyes. "Please don't do this. He's just a child." Jonathan's jaw tightened. "You think you can keep my son from me?" Her chest heaved as his words sliced through her. "His son?" Maria gripped the steering wheel like a lifeline, her mind spiraling back to that night, the night her life shattered. 3 years earlier, Maria was working 2 jobs just to keep herself and her little boy afloat. She cleaned offices during the day and served drinks in a dimly lit bar at night. It wasn't the life she had imagined, but it was honest work. Her husband, Noah's father, had walked out on them before the boy turned 1. Since then, every ounce of love, every bit of energy Maria had, went into raising her child. But everything changed when her best friend dared her to apply for a position as a live-in nanny for a wealthy family. "They pay 5 times what you're making," her friend had said, "and you'll finally get a roof over your head." Maria didn't think she had a chance. People like Jonathan Caldwell didn't hire women like her. But when she walked into that marble-floored mansion for the interview, Jonathan's wife, Victoria, took one long look at her and smiled. "You'll do," she said, like she was selecting a dress, not a human being. The pay was life-changing. Maria moved into the mansion with Noah, who was just 3 at the time. For a while, it felt like a dream. The house was huge, the rooms smelled like lavender, and for the first time, her son had more than one toy to play with. But dreams have teeth. Jonathan barely acknowledged her existence at first. He was always away, dealing with mergers, investors, and headlines. But Victoria, beautiful, cold Victoria, made Maria feel small every chance she got. "Don't let your son touch the grand piano," she'd snap. "Keep him out of the East Wing. And for God's sake, dress better. You look like the help." Maria swallowed every insult for the sake of her son. But then came the night that changed everything. It was a Friday. Maria had just tucked Noah into bed when Victoria staggered into the kitchen, drunk and furious. "Do you think I don't see the way he looks at you?" she slurred, grabbing Maria by the arm so hard it left bruises. "What are you talking about?" Maria stammered, heart pounding. "Jonathan, you think you can steal my husband?" Victoria's voice cracked like a whip. "You little parasite." The next morning, Maria was fired without explanation. "Pack your things and get out," Victoria hissed, her eyes burning with venom. Jonathan stood behind her, silent as stone. Maria left with nothing but her clothes, a few toys for Noah, and the shame of being treated like garbage. She thought that was the end of it, until the letters started arriving. Threatening letters, demands, court notices. Jonathan wanted custody of Noah. Maria blinked back tears, her body trembling as Jonathan's hand gripped the car door handle. "You have no right," she whispered, her voice cracking. Jonathan's lips curled into a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "No right. He's my blood. You think you can take that from me?" Her mind screamed in chaos. What does he mean, his blood? Before she could react, the door yanked open with a violent jerk. Maria lunged for Noah, wrapping her arms around him as Jonathan's men appeared like shadows out of nowhere. "Take him," Jonathan ordered coldly. Maria screamed, clutching her son so tightly that her nails dug into her own skin. "No, please, don't take my baby." But they ripped Noah from her arms like he was nothing more than an object. His cries shattered the night as Maria collapsed to the ground, her nails scraping against the concrete until they bled. Jonathan leaned down, his voice a whisper of steel. "You should have stayed in your place." Then he was gone, along with Noah. Maria sat in that parking lot for hours, broken, staring at the empty space where her car once stood. But something inside her shifted that night. Fear turned to fire, and she swore, with every fiber of her being, that she would get her son back, even if it killed her. The days that followed were a blur of police reports, lawyers, and sleepless nights. But the system didn't care. Jonathan had power, influence, and money. Maria had nothing but hope and a mother's rage. She started digging. Every secret Jonathan wanted buried, she unearthed. From offshore accounts to illegal business deals, Maria built a case that could burn his empire to the ground. Finally, after months of relentless pursuit, her chance came. A courtroom showdown that would decide everything. The courtroom buzzed like a hive as Maria walked in, her heart pounding like a war drum. Jonathan sat at the plaintiff's table, calm and smug, his expensive lawyer flipping through files like victory was guaranteed. But when Maria's attorney dropped the stack of evidence on the judge's desk, the room went silent. Jonathan's face went pale for the first time. One by one, the secrets spilled like blood in water. The judge's gavel slammed down like thunder. Full custody to Maria. Immediate transfer. Jonathan's empire didn't crumble that day, but his pride did. He walked out without a word, his shadow no longer stretching like a predator. Maria held her son in her arms, tears streaming down her face. "I told you, baby," she whispered, kissing his hair. "Mommy always keeps her promises." Thank you for watching this incredible story. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And tell us in the comments, what would you do if this happened to you? See you in the next story.